Tourism in America just hit a wall. We're not talking about a slowdown, we're talking collapse. Foreign travel is way down, domestic spending is drying up, and for some U.S. states, this isn't just bad news, it's an economic disaster. Hotels are empty, airports are quiet, attractions once booming with visitors are now ghost towns. And it's leaving millions of jobs, businesses, and state budgets hanging by a thread. So which 10 states are in the deepest crisis now that tourism has collapsed in 2025? Let's break it down. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay with us until number 1, because the state at the top might shock you. Number 10. Nevada. Las Vegas lives and dies by tourism, and right now, it's dying. Hotels have slashed rates, casinos are laying off workers, and entertainment venues are going dark. With international travel down and fewer conventions, Nevada's economy is bleeding revenue. Even smaller cities like Reno and Laughlin are seeing closures. State officials have warned that tourism revenue could fall by over 40% this year alone. Without a major rebound, Nevada may be forced to cut key public programs and services. Number 9. Florida. You'd think Florida would be tourism-proof. But in 2025, even Disney World and Miami Beach aren't immune. Foreign travel from Europe and Latin America has dropped sharply. Theme parks are downsizing, cruise bookings have plummeted, and beach towns are reporting empty hotel blocks. Orlando, once the most visited city in America, is facing its worst hotel occupancy in 15 years. Local economies tied to spring break and seasonal festivals are collapsing. Number 8. Hawaii. Hawaii's isolation used to make it a paradise. Now it's part of the problem. Flight costs are up, and international visitors from Japan, South Korea, and Australia have dwindled. Many hotels have cut services or closed floors entirely. Island economies like Maui and Kauai are seeing mass layoffs and local business closures. Some tourist-heavy businesses report losses so severe they're closing permanently. Hawaii is now lobbying for federal tourism relief just to stay afloat. Number 7. New York. Times Square is empty. Broadway has cut half its shows. And in 2025, the Big Apple is struggling to attract global visitors. Business travel has taken a huge hit, and tourism jobs are vanishing in the thousands. Restaurants, tour companies, and museums are fighting to stay open. Even the Statue of Liberty ferry is seeing record low numbers. Chinatown and Little Italy are particularly suffering, with foot traffic down nearly 60%. The city's tourism board has launched aggressive global campaigns, but recovery is slow. Number 6. California. California is still beautiful, but fewer people are paying to see it. National park visits are down. International tourism from Asia and Europe has dropped off sharply. In 2025, cities like Los Angeles and San Francisco are reporting massive hotel cancellations. Hollywood tours, wine country trips, and coastal road travel are all hurting. Airbnb bookings across the state have declined significantly, especially in beach towns. San Diego Zoo, once a top global attraction, is running at half capacity. Number 5. Illinois. Chicago has always been a top U.S. city for conventions and international tourism. Now, McCormick Place Convention Center is half booked. Museums like the Art Institute are losing money. Navy Pier, once buzzing with life, feels deserted. Tourism jobs in the city are down dramatically, and city leaders are scrambling to boost foot traffic. Even iconic summer festivals have been canceled or scaled back in 2025. Airlines are cutting routes to Chicago due to lack of demand, and restaurants on the Magnificent Mile are closing faster than they can reopen. Number 4. Louisiana. New Orleans is in trouble. Fewer tourists means fewer jazz clubs, ghost tours, and festivals. Mardi Gras attendance in 2025 was the lowest in over 2 decades. Hotels in the French Quarter are struggling, and locals who rely on tourism dollars are facing eviction or unemployment. Louisiana's charm is still there, but right now hardly anyone's paying to see it. Many music venues are going silent, unable to pay performers or cover rent. Even tourism-related tax revenue has cratered, hitting city budgets hard. Number 3. Alaska cruise season used to mean big business in Alaska. Now it barely exists. Cruise companies have scaled back heavily, with many canceling entire routes. Local economies in places like Juneau and Ketchikan are collapsing without that seasonal surge. Tour guides, ferry workers, and wilderness lodges are being forced to shut down. With no land border to the U.S. mainland, Alaska is more cut off than ever, and the effects are devastating. Entire towns that rely on cruise ships now report unemployment over 30%. State leaders are begging for federal subsidies to save local businesses. Number 2. South Carolina, from Charleston to Myrtle Beach. South Carolina was a rising star in tourism. But in 2025, the collapse has gutted local revenue. Beaches are emptier, golf resorts are shrinking staff, and cultural tourism is drying up. Even local governments are warning of budget crises due to lost tourism taxes. This state's economy isn't built for long droughts, and that's exactly what this tourism crash is. Event cancellations are becoming routine, costing millions in local spending. Some popular destinations have even paused maintenance projects due to funding gaps. Number 1. Arizona. Wait, Arizona? Yes, and here's why it tops the list. Arizona's massive tourism economy depends on national parks like the Grand Canyon, international visitors from Canada and Europe, and big sporting events. All of those have taken major hits in 2025. Sedona's resorts are half full. Phoenix area events have been canceled, and even winter tourism from snowbirds has dropped, with retirees cutting travel due to inflation. Park rangers are being laid off as visitation numbers crash. Cities like Flagstaff are seeing double-digit declines in hotel tax revenue, forcing budget cuts across schools and services. In a state already dealing with water shortages and rising heat, the loss of tourism is a final blow to many rural towns. Interiors tourism isn't just about fun, it's about survival for millions of Americans. And in 2025, the collapse of tourism is exposing just how fragile some state economies really are. So what's next? Will travel recover? Or are we watching the permanent reshaping of America's tourism map? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned, because this story isn't over yet.